Hi, I'm Jim Cooper.
And I'm Christine Au, and we are at the Arcadis NYC Office to bring you a high five, literally, of the 5 ways AI is changing the water industry. Are you ready, Jim?
Yes, but first, coffee.
Let's go. So, Jim, for the uninitiated, what is AI for water utilities? Is it robots cleaning my pipes now?
It's not quite robots. It's really interesting. It's a hard question to answer because AI can truly be used almost anywhere. I like to explain to people and ask them, well, what are you using the internet for in your job? Right? And pretty much today, if you're using the internet for something, you could be potentially using the AI for something. But that doesn't really help, right? So I like to talk maybe in specific examples because then you can actually get to think practically about how you use it. Throughout the water industry, I mean, some of the early cases were using it to identify which pipes are going to fail next or which pumps need to have maintenance next, right? I have this sort of vision of every pump station, right? Has a thermal imaging camera, it has a noise sensor in it. And you can use computer vision, you can use different AI technologies to then predict and say, okay, we have an anomaly, right? To truly get what it's like to be an operator when you walk into there. And then use a computer to make those decisions and help you identify needs earlier. So many, many different ways. So you've worked with a lot of utilities, Christine. What are some benefits you've seen from utilities?
I mean, there are a lot, obviously, but I think off the top of my head, there are 5 big ones. First, obviously, is efficiency. AI can really help automate routine tasks such as financial reporting, reviewing video footage, and that can, in turn, really help extend asset life. Because AI is this powerful data processing tool, they're able to build these predictive models, kind of like you described, to really help utilities make better decisions about when to repair, when to maintain. And all of this leads to significant cost savings. And some AI models are also out there to help utilities reduce their energy use. And that's a huge cost for utilities. So being able to kind of get that under control can lead to significant financial benefits. There are also compliance benefits when it comes to AI, like using AI for regulatory reporting, triggering instant alarms. And all of this serves to provide more reliable service. And there's a significant community impact from that.
Wow. I mean, there's so many benefits of using AI. It makes me wonder, right? With all those benefits, what about the risks? Why are we still early in the adoption, right? I mean, really getting down to it, risks and costs, right? Is it worth it?
I think the hard truth is adopting AI is going to require investment, both monetary as well as a commitment from a strategic perspective for the utilities. It's not going to be cheap, and utilities are going to have to be committed to not only cleaning up their data, setting up the necessary infrastructure, but also training up their staff. But despite the costs, there are significant benefits. We're talking lower operational costs, we're talking safer systems, we're talking more secure supply. We're really talking about serving communities better. So, it's all a balancing act at the end of the day. But from my perspective, I do think that AI is a worthy investment for water utilities, and it's something we here at Arcadis do a lot of. Helping utilities navigate those difficult questions of assessing data readiness and adoption. Really, that full journey from pilot to implementation.
Yeah, no, it's exciting times in the water industry. We also make really good coffee, by the way. We just have to
And the water is really good here in New York City as well.
Very well. I have a couple examples. Do you want to come see a couple examples and hear about?
Sure, let's take a look.
So one of the things that we did recently was this AI for Water Innovation Challenge, where we looked at what are some potential ways we could be using AI. We asked everybody. We asked the public, we asked clients, etc., and came up with a number of solutions. And we're currently in the process of implementing 5 different solutions. One of those is using AI to remove micropollutants and PFAS, right? Looking at partnerships and how we can engage and really do a better job to optimize on the operations side of PFAS removal. Another is capital planning. So at Arcadis, we do a significant amount of asset management work all across the globe, actually. And one of the key aspects of that is looking at condition of assets, doing condition assessments. And there's some great technology we're working with to explore how can we use computer vision, how can we really align and do some quality reviews of the conditions that we go out there and score, right? And our partners score, et cetera. Another one is flow predictions, hydrologic flow predictions using AI. And that's a really cool one. We're truly integrating the physics-based modeling with the AI capabilities, and it really unlocks some cool potential that I really haven't seen anywhere out there. Another example is smart ops, where we're using AI to optimize treatment processes and facilities. Significant opportunity with that. And then Arcadis PAIR, which is PAIR stands for Permit AI Powered Review. So using AI to enable faster, more efficient reviews and overall speed up the process that permitting takes, which can be a bottleneck when you're implementing projects.
This is all super cool. I mean, we often talk about AI and sometimes it can feel like such a pie in the sky and like hard to reach, but
Right.
there are really some practical things that are happening here at Arcadis with the work that we're doing with the community, with our clients. This is all super, super exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm excited about it too.
Yeah. Jen, we've talked about how AI is really going to be a game changer for water utilities, but what is it going to take? What are some of the first steps that utilities can take to really harness the power of this powerful technology?
Yeah, I'm going to explain what I've observed from utilities, right? I've seen utilities either take really kind of two approaches. One is utility executives, the leadership, they go attend an event, maybe they watch a video or something like anything that's out there, and then come back to their organizations and are the voice saying, hey teams, we see the benefit, go figure out how we can use it and apply it to us, right? That's one approach. Another approach is just grassroots, internal organizations, people interested and kind of starting on their own and then saying, hey, we could use this. Well, we're not sure if we're supposed to, if there's a policy. And so AI readiness is a huge first step, right? I like to ask people, are you using AI for work? And usually about half the people say yes. So half the people know that they're using AI for work. The other half are using it, but they don't know they're using it for work, right? So it's really about building policy, building data governance, and thinking through what are the steps we need to do and understanding the precautions. There's a lot out there on regulations for AI. There's a lot out there on ethics for AI. So it's really just setting yourself up. It's not something that you can block and say, we're not going to use it. Because the reality is we're going to use it. Imagine doing that with the internet today. You couldn't, right? So it's,
Yeah, I completely agree. There's a lot of things that utilities can be doing already internally, but also like partnering with experts like us here at Arcadis, people who know water, those of us who know digital transformation. And we here at Arcadis, we offer a myriad of services, right? Like we're helping utilities pilot technologies, assess their data readiness, really kind of selecting the right technologies that are the right fit for utilities. We're also assisting with kind of the people aspect of it. So doing like road mapping, strategic planning, and really getting buy-in internally, but with some kind of experience that we have from working with various utilities. Really, like I said, helping utilities from pilot to implementation, making AI a reality.
absolutely. And I guess important to mention too, we've spent a lot of time looking into what's the right way to implement AI, right? We worked with Water Research Foundation and many partners, right? Vendors and utilities to develop an AI framework, an adoption framework. And we've taken all those lessons learned and really try to put them into really a science to how you need to do this properly, right? One of the key observations with that is you really have to have an internal champion in your organization. You really have to do some dedicated focus on it because it's very easy, especially in the water industry, right? Constantly changing conditions and limited resources. It's very easy to get caught up in this like tyranny of the immediate, right? And just do what we got to do, put out the fires, but then not focus on how we could be doing things smarter using things like AI.
Lots of exciting things to come for AI.
Absolutely.
And this has been High Five.